J-Knight, Batrep.
So welcome back to the final part of this Warhammer 40k battle report. It's now time for Tau, turn 5. Right now, basically his goal is to finish off that one Terminator that has the relic. If he can do that, it's pretty much game over. So he starts by clearing a path for Farsight and a squad, since they're the strongest ones, and Farsight is the best for close combat for assaulting that Land Raider. So he wants to get a path cleared so he can get them in combat with the Land Raider. And so he moves them up Farsight in a squad. And then he hugs the terrain with the warriors. Once again, this is just moving them around. Right now, the only crucial part about this game is killing that Land Raider and the Terminator inside. So he moves up his fire warriors to maybe, if he can pop the Land Raider during the shooting phase, maybe he can kill the Terminator with his remaining firing. And he moves up the suits right behind the fire warriors, once again, for security purposes. And then moves up his Overlord. His Overlord with the squad, so that maybe they can glance a couple of glances on the Land Raider, which will help later on. And he moves up his Skyray, and he decides to fly off the table with his Night Scythe. His Skyray shoots his marker lights at the tactical squad, gets 2 hits, and he burns up 1 instantly for the fire warriors, so that they get to hit on 3s as opposed to 4s on the tactical squad. Unfortunately, it didn't matter too much because he only rolled 1 3. And then he needs 3s to wound, since they're strength 5 shooting. And gets a bunch of wounds. I roll 6 armor saves and pass all of them. So now my rolling is actually being good. He then shoots at them with the squad of the squad of crisis suits. They're twin linked. And gets 6 saves. And I fail 3 of them. So I lose half the tactical squad. And he shoots the fire warriors at that tactical squad. They're in rapid fire range, so they get a bunch of shots off. And need 3s to wound. So once again, I have to roll 6 armor saves, but luckily I pass all of them again. That one crisis suit squad then once again fires at the tactical squad, trying to wipe them out. Basically he's right now trying to table anything that he can see. And gets 8 wounds. I roll 8 armor saves, but fail almost all of them. So that evens it out, and that other tactical squad is now completely dead. So they're all gone. He then tries to assault the Land Raider. But at this point, we forgot about the Necron Warriors, so I let him shoot those first, since this is a friendly game. So he shoots the Necron Warriors at the same Land Raider. Gets only 5 hits. But on those 5 hits, he rolls 2 6s, so 2 glances and 2 hull points already off that Land Raider. That is a big, devastating blow. And then back to the assault. Farsight is the only one that matters. He gets all 5 hits. And now it's strength 5 plus 2d6, which I think we actually make a mistake. So this first one was actually nothing, but we think we counted it as a pen. The second one was an 11, so that actually was a pen. Third one's a 7, so it's a 12, so nothing on the Land Raider either. And there's a strength 8 and another 8. So technically it was only 1 pen, but I think we counted it as 2. Which doesn't matter. Either way, it's a friendly game. So I roll for the 2 pens. And luckily it's a venerable vehicle, since a Deathwing vehicle. I make him re-roll the 5. And it doesn't explode. So it's just a wreck. And the Deathwing guy jumps out at the back. And then during the assault phase, of course, he jumps around as usual. He rolls for dangerous terrain on the squad, and they're all okay. And rolls an 11 for his jumping for the final squad. So right now he's just moving around. He has tons of guys left on the table as opposed to the Dark Angels, which have only, I think, one model left on the table besides the Land Raider. So we'll see what happens if I can hold that objective. And now it's time for me to hit back with Dark Angels, turn 5. And of course I pass my pinning check. So my one remaining squad of Tactical Marines decides they're going to walk up and assault that squad of Necrons. And then my Deathwing guy is going to run away as far as he can, away from the scary things of Tau. My squad shoots his pistols at the Necron warriors, get 5 hits, and 3 wounds. He rolls his armor saves, and fails 1. I then shoot my Stormbolter at the same squad, and get no wounds. He rolls to see if the guy gets back up again, and fails. So his Necron guy is dead. I then declare my assault. He overwatches, but gets nothing. And then I roll my distance, which is 4, with plenty, so they're able to get into combat. I don't challenge him, but he challenges me, and I accept, of course, with my sergeant. He drives his Mind Shackle Scarabs, which are very scary, on my sergeant. I roll my leadership check, and I fail, so he hits himself. We roll a D3 C number hits, which will roll a 1. I need a 4 to wound. But luckily he doesn't wound himself, because that'd be funny if he ended up killing himself. His Overlord then hits back. He has a War Scythe, so it's not going to be very hard to kill him. And only rolls 1 wound. So it does end up killing the Sergeant, though. My guys then pile in initiative step 4. So we get to hit first. And I roll, and I only get 5 hits. And of the 5 hits, no wounds. All of them less than 4. He then hits back with the Necrons, only gets 1 hit and 1 wound. I roll my 1 3+ armor save, and I fail it as well. So I've lost combat by 2. I roll my leadership check, and I fail again. So we roll to see if he catches me. I roll a 1, and he rolls a 2. So I do get away. So I roll 2d6, see how far I go, and I roll an 8. So my guys end up running completely off the board. And now all that's left, so now it is time to see if the game continues. On a 3+ it continues, on 2+ it ends, and he rolls a 2. So I won 4-3, hearty handshake, and it's somehow a Dark Angels victory.